No intro at all. I just want to say thank you guys for all the support. This might be the last news video before 2K25 comes out, so we are ready to lock in. But today, we've actually got some pretty good news, so I'm going to hop straight into it, man. Drop a like if you guys haven't yet, and let's get it. So, are you ranked individually or as a team in Proving Grounds? The answer is each player is ranked individually. Can you go into Proving Grounds with a squad? Yes, squads are allowed in Proving Grounds, and matchmaking will prioritize squads playing against other squads. So I'm guessing if you go in solo, you will most likely be playing a lot of people that are also going in solo, or maybe with two people. I'm not sure. So the question here is there anywhere else in 2K25 besides Proving Grounds, which is the new ranked mode, where shot meters will be disabled? Shot meters will be disabled in Proving Grounds, Pro-Am, and Anti-Up. So for the first time, we do get some information because Mike Wang did say it was going to be in Proving Grounds and the stage, but it's also going to be in Pro-Am where you cannot use a meter because they're trying to stop people from cheating. Now, will Park and Rec records reset? Park and Rec records will not reset each season. I know a lot of people were very upset with that on 2K24. I'm one of those people who loves to look at my record. Not that it's the end of the world if it's bad or anything, but I do want to have some spot to see it even if others can't. So I'm glad that we have it back. You know what I'm saying? So look, right here, Laker fans said, damn, didn't think about how Proving Grounds 5v5 is going to probably be games to 21. It might be clipped, actually. Still fire for 2s and 3s, and Zach Timmerman said 5v5 is more like Rec, full games. All right, so 5v5, guys, these ranked modes are going to be really awesome to watch, right? You're going to have your really competitive 3v3 games. Then you're going to have all the Pro-Am sweats, Joe knows, and all the X2K League players and stuff out there in the Pro-Am sweating for that top 5 spot. It's going to be awesome, okay? So anyway, NBA 2K tweeted out last night, need help figuring out your MyPlayer build? We're here with the assist on new gen. Use an all-new interface to match your desired playstyle to curated builds from the experts at Visual Concepts with pro-tuned builds, or model your game after some of your favorite players around the league with NBA templates. There's 74 pro-tuned builds this year and 40 NBA builds, okay? And it did say that there's going to be more coming in the next seasons. So this year, you know, you have the NBA player templates. There's going to be more of those, but they also gave us some pictures right here. I'm going to pop it up here. Point guard, best skill, playmaking, archetype. I mean, you're able to change around things. You can see who it's inspired by, the stature, the description, the top attributes, the go-to badges. So it's very obvious that 2K knows, especially the people that really aren't in the community that still play Park and Rec. There's some really bad builds out there, okay? And people, I don't know what they are thinking in their heads sometimes, but 2K is trying to help these guys out that aren't really looking at YouTube videos or also don't know how to really make builds, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, not everybody plays the game as much as we do that are watching this video, okay? So they also gave us a little screenshot right here of all the NBA builds that will come out with 2K25, and of course they're going to add more as well. You know, you got Devin Booker, Jason Tatum, Jokic, Giannis, Luka, Curry. I mean, anything you could think of probably is on that builder, besides a few builds, of course. Like, I don't know if they're ever gonna drop Michael Jordan or LeBron, things like that. But look, we have some more things to get into. So anyway, Video Game Takes said, do they still get all the signature styles for free? And Zach Timmerman said yes. Now, if you guys don't know what that means, I believe these NBA player templates and these pro builds and all that stuff are the actual best for not spending money on the game. Or let's say you're making a build like I was talking about earlier this year where you only drop like 20 bucks, 30 bucks to be able to get away from the miserable 60 overalls. And by the way, this is 2K25 gameplay in the back, but away from the miserable 60s, maybe even the 70s, then you grind the rest out for free. Or if you do it no money spent, you're going to be able to start with the animations of that player. So if you do Steph Curry, you're going to have all his dribble animations, his dribble style, his jump shot right away without having to upgrade the player. So just keep that in mind if you're going to do a no money spent this build this year, a no money spent build this year, or you're going to like spend 20, 30 bucks because you'll get all the animations from that player. So anyway, Wolf did comment on this, a 2K League professional who was a 2K dev now. He said some of the pro-tuned builds have really cool unique names like ISO King Instrument of Buckets, and Defensive Captain, guys. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty cool. Okay, there is some good new names in here, and then Zach Timmerman said Pocket Post is better. So there's gonna be a build called Pocket Post. ISO King, though, is kind of crazy. Now, look, you guys can screenshot this if you want, or you probably already know, but this right here is the times you're going to be able to play on September 4th if you pre-ordered 2K25. Okay, so 5 a.m. in LA, 8 a.m. if you're on the Eastern time zone, and so on and so forth. Now, is 2K going to correctly do a global release this year? I hope so. I do hope it does do that. Unfortunately, I can't really say much, but that's not going to be the first release. Anyway, look, 2K dropped a screenshot right here that you can screenshot if you want, but we're just gonna look at this for a second. So you start in the top left, you got New Balance at the top, State Farm wheels, decks, starting 5. It's literally labeling everything except for there are some question marks. The Brickley Gym, the Gatorade courts at the bottom where you get 25% more level per game. You got the Puma down there, Under Armour, Gatorade facility at the bottom, the Dunes, Street Ball courts, the Proving Grounds over there in the right. Rise and Elite are apparently right next to each other if you look in that top right. Okay, Rise and Elite are very close to each other. You got the sideline, street ball courts back there, the rec, things like that. So we do know the city is much smaller this year, which is great. Okay, I'm very happy about that. I don't think we're ever going to be able to get a much smaller than what we have right now, because 2K does have to put those ads in, and you know, that's just how it is at this point. You really, it's like, if that's why you're not buying the game, then you should just go ahead and not even worry about it. Like, oh, I wonder if they're going to make the city bigger or smaller this year. They're probably not going to do it. Maybe a little bit smaller next year. But Ronnie said, who's going to miss their Zen? You know who you are. You're down bad today. Now, that was him talking about the Proving Grounds and the Ante-Up and the stage not having the Zen anymore, or not being able to use the Zen in the beginning because there is currently no good working no meter scripts. There apparently is some, but they're not efficient. Okay, and if you don't know what a Titan is, a Zen, what these guys are using, basically you can press a button and it times a shot for you. So these guys are cheaters, right? So that's why they took the shot meter out of these ranked modes. However, we have a question right here where a guy said, wait, what was the news? They finally banned Zens and Titans? And Ronnie said, Proving Grounds is no shot meter. We can't ban these products from being sold, LOL, but you won't see them work early, at least in that mode, which is what you comp players are worried about anyway. Who knows about the future, but we have to be hopeful. So, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, and I've told you this since the beginning, since I was even hinting at the ranked modes and stuff. I didn't know that Shot Meter was gonna be out in Pro-Am and Stage as well, but I just don't know, guys. I mean, you see from his tweet, early, right? Early. Okay, so who knows how quick these guys are gonna figure out how to cheat without the meter. But man, it's so unfortunate that this is a discussion we even have to have. Like, it really sucks. This is something we have to talk about. I would be very surprised if they don't figure out how to cheat by like the end of season 1 or 2. You know what I'm saying? So look, this is big right here. 2K said the Old Town Flyers Park is back in 2K25 for early tip-off. Run in this classic and remastered MyPark and earn double level and double season XP. You pre-order now to get access to early tip-off and play 2K25 up to 2 days early. So hey, look, their marketing team are some geniuses, bro. Literally geniuses. As you see, they put under that tweet right here, they said event ends Friday, September 6th at 6:45 a.m. Pacific time. So not only do you get to play the game 2 days early, but you get to play at one of the remastered old 2K15 parks. Okay, so you know that's gonna get some people. Now, in the last video, I told you guys that I was showing you the most important information from the blog. 99% of people are going to be happy with all that. We're not reading it start to finish, but that's all the important info. There is one thing I did leave out though, and that was right here about the Pro-Am, where it boasts a new full-sized arena that can be unlocked once your team reaches platinum tier. And last but not least, make a splash, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so you're able to unlock a new, huge, full-size court, which you were able to do in the past, so it's not something I want to really like, oh, good job 2K about, but it is cool to see back, because Pro-Am is kind of gonna be washed. Like regular Pro-Am was already washed. It was already cooked because the ranked really wasn't ranked for years. It's been needing a revamp for a very long time. So I guess people are still gonna play Pro-Am 5v5, but I would say most of the games are gonna be private with the leagues and stuff this year, especially when you can go play ranked Pro-Am in the proving grounds. Okay, so this next one right here is from Heck, who said, someone asked me an interesting question. If I have a cap breaker and the attribute I want to increase is tethered to other attributes, does the tethering factor in? He said it doesn't. Zach Timmerman, who works for 2K. And this guy said, after we unlock cap breakers for one build, where do the extra attributes show up for our rebirth builds? And he said, you choose, okay? So once you unlock the cap breakers, you're going to be able to put these on every single new build you create, as well as rebirth. Of course, once again, if you have a 99 overall player, you can rebirth right to 99 on a new player. But remember, you're going to have to spend money to do that. You just are able to skip the progression grind this year. So Swag said, I also see a lot of people talking about the 2K25 max +1 badge perk. And yes, it is something to consider when making your build, but it's been said that the badge perk isn't going to be something every season. So be mindful that you're not relying on that badge perk to be there 24/7. And Zach Timmerman said it is every season. Now, a max +1 as you're making your build in 2K25, unless you're just going to be opening up the new season and buying right to level 30, so you can get the 2 max +1s, I would not make your build around that. Just use that as the sprinkles on top of the cupcake. You know what I'm saying? Like just the finishing touch of the build, because, let's say you're trying to get limitless range from Hall of Fame to Legend every season with a max +1, you're going to have to hit level 30 first. And that's going to take, depending on how much you play, it's going to take a little minute. Okay. So anyway, right here, we have a picture of the 2K25 rec in the top versus the 2K24 rec at the bottom. You guys let me know. I think rec was probably one of the least impressive things I've seen in the city reveal. I had a lot of good to say about the city reveal from face value on paper, which we talked about. When the game comes out, a lot of things could be wrong. Like the My Court is back. It looks great. But are you going to be able to join people? Because you couldn't do that in the past, right? Is the proving grounds going to have good connection? Is it going to not be able to be cheese where 2 diamond guys can go in with some bronze people and they're able to just play bronze all game? A lot of things we could talk about, but what I'm trying to say is everything in there really was good to me, except for that. And then I didn't really like the parks. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a big fan of how the parks look, the unrealistic parks. And people aren't really probably going to be playing there anyway, because you can get more level in the proving grounds. You can even get more level by just playing on the Gatorade courts. You get 25% more, which isn't that much more, okay? But it is still going to be more incentivization than park. All right, so Heck said, how are they going to leave the affiliation boost news out? So I don't know if they're going to make us wait until the game comes out, or they're going to tell us like a day or two before, because all this information is not official information we've been getting on 2K's roadmap. These are from 2K employees though, just remember that. But you see what I'm saying? We're getting random news right before the game comes out. So maybe we'll get some more random news from LD2K or some 2K employee telling us about this news. What is heat check back? Is two-way tenacity back? How many shots do you have to get to get heat check? Does it only last for 1 shot this year? There's so many things that we don't really know yet, and there's a lot more, okay? But Power said right here, here's my immediate concern about proving grounds in 2K25. I hope this isn't an issue, but are the rankings individual or team based? If they're individual, can high tier players team up with low tier players to easily boost their level and get favorable matchups? Seems like an issue. Toxic said, if it's anything like other ranked playlists, there is a cap with the levels you can search with. And then Power said, my solution is to match teams at the tier of the highest ranked teammate, will take away the incentive of doing this. So there's only one way 2K can do this correctly. You should not be able to, as 2 diamond players or 1 diamond player, whatever it is, go in with a bronze guy, and that's going to match you up with bronze players, because that's a way you could cheese it. Like Power said, you should make it to where you're matching up against the highest levels in there, so no one can cheese it. Okay, that's very important that it's also like that when the game comes out, bro, because if they don't, everyone's just going to be cheesing it. You guys know, especially the guys that are going for legend, and they're going to be 2 diamonds picking up a bronze guy over and over and just playing bronze level competition. So that has to be fixed immediately. And then if they don't let you play with people that are like bronze level and you're a diamond, that's also an issue, right? Because then a lot of people aren't going to be able to play with their friends. Like, let's say you're gold and your friend's a bronze because he, you know, was working or has a life, whatever. He's not going to be able to play with you. So that's the only way to fix it, is to where we just change the matchmaking to where the highest level is what it searches for in that tier. You see what I'm saying? So guys, we are right there at 2K25. I mean, right there. Set your notifications on. Click that bell next to subscribe, select all notifications, because when the game comes out, I will be streaming it on YouTube. Yes, and it might not be September 4th, okay? That's all I'm going to say. It might not be September 4th. We will see. I don't know if there's going to be, you know, how the servers come on a little bit earlier. You know, the New Zealand method might work. Things like that, right? So we will see, but just have those noties on. If you don't have them on all, you might not get them. So one last thing I want to talk about before we go into, because this might be the last time I talk to you guys until we're on the game, is the Proving Grounds and the Legend Grind this year does have me a bit excited, because for the first time in a long time, if Proving Grounds is really the place to play to get this level, then that means the first legend has to be good. Unless they're able to cheese it by playing with bronze level players, you're going to consistently, to get that double level in the diamond tier or the top 5, whatever, have to play against people that are very good. So the first legends will have to be very good at the game. You see what I'm saying? Not only will they have to be on the game a lot, but they'll have to be winning a lot of their games, and that has to be versus good people up in those tiers. So that's going to be really exciting if everything comes out how we think it should. And if not, 2K obviously needs to fix that very quickly. Like in the first week of the game, if we see, hey, as 2 diamonds can load in with a bronze, they're able to play just bronze guys, that's got to change, okay? So anyway, guys, drop a like on this video if you haven't yet, and click this right here. All right, this is going to be some 2K25 news that if you haven't seen it, you're going to be confused when the game comes out. So you might as well just put the time in now if you got the time. And that's it, guys. I'll see you in 2K25, most likely, unless we get some more news. Click it, tap it. I'm out of here. Peace.